Joker's like, I agree with you. And he's like laughing at us. Holy moly. Um, Val says, hello, Sunny. Missed you. I hope the family is doing great.
Thank
That's what's up.
you. We're doing good. Can't complain.
You know what it was? I think 'cause I was trying to get rid of the I was trying to get rid of the little square things so people can see all of us.
And you're muted again. Wow.
That is weird. Yeah. StreamYard. Oh my god. Are you serious?
Maybe
What
I
is
should get
happening?
off.
No, what is happening? Hold on. This is not gonna happen again. Hold on, this needs to stop. Hold on, Sunny. Hold on. We got you. We got you. Okay. It should stop. Please tell me it stopped. Oh my god. Okay. So, Sunny.
Yeah.
Finally we can have this conversation.
Finally.
So I just got yeah, I just got done reading Michael Ian Black's piece about Israel and Palestine, the
Mhm.
fact that he is Jewish but is able to still criticize Israel,
Mhm.
Netanyahu, the corruption behind it. And
Mhm.
I found it interesting to me because he mentions, not like democracy as far as republic, but
Mhm.
democratic democracy. So that leads me to believe that I think he might lean more Democrat. And if
Mhm.
that's true, he has a liberal mindset. It's interesting to see him have this kind of democratic mindset, but still able to criticize Israel in their
Mhm.
imperfection. Whereas
Mhm.
conservatives, I don't see that happening.
Mhm.
Um, what is your take, at least from what you've seen going on with just Israel, Palestine, and conservatives who are saying, "I stand with Israel, and if you don't, you're the enemy." Like, what's your
Yeah.
thoughts on?
From what I see, a lot of conservatives are using the Bible as a crutch to have those responses to us. I just finished talking to Peter Hernandez, who is a candidate running out in California. I like him; he's a great candidate. But he came at me with the same thing. You know, this is Israel. This is God's chosen land, and these people are fighting for their land. And it just shows you how uneducated people truly are on the political realm of this. I'm not negating the Bible. Clearly, I'm a Christian. I understand what Israel represents to God, but I also understand that even God recognized that Israel had several issues. Israel is criticized all through the Bible for their immorality, for how ungrateful they were. They worshiped false idols. He brought them out of Egypt, offered them a promised land, and they still were not satisfied. So it to me, it's coming from more of an emotional standpoint than it is just being logical. Israel has committed several human rights crimes against the Palestinians. You can look this up. It's well documented. This stuff is not hidden. I don't think either one of these groups are even factoring in the innocent bystanders that are dying. Because at the end of the day, these are two governing bodies warring, and we all die at the hands of it. And we're watching we're watching our mainstream influencers and conservatives take one side of a governing body versus the other, while simultaneously telling us that we need to fight against our government. So
Yeah,
when you really just break it down to the bare bones and what it is, it's hypocritical. I don't want money sent to Ukraine, no different than I don't want money sent to Israel. We have our own civil war brewing right here on our own
yeah,
territory that we should focus on. But this is politics. This is the name of the game. This is what
yeah,
people do. It's sensationalism. This is going to be a this is going to be a sticking point for campaigns going forward. They're going to talk about Russia versus Ukraine. They're going to talk about Israel versus Palestine. I mean Hamas, I'm sorry. They're going to talk about all these things, but
yeah,
they're looking at it from an emotional lens. If I can pull several human rights violations and we get on China for this all the time, then why can't we recognize that Israel is is participating in a genocide of people? Why can't we acknowledge that? And why are we supporting the genociding
yeah,
of people? I'll say it. I know people are
yeah.
going to be like, not what's happening. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I mean, you have people like literally call out. I showed I sent you the screenshots if you want to use it. But this guy, I guess he's supporting Israel, and he's talking about flattening, the whole country essentially. It's like wipe them
Mhm.
out. No children's hospital. Like you want to flatten children's hospitals? Like,
Yeah,
what do you? I mean, I'm not saying he has the power to, but
yeah,
vocalizing that just shows that there are people who are behind him that
right.
support genocide. Like you want to flatten the entire area because why? Like you're a warmonger. So I don't understand. Like you want to sit here and tell folks don't support Ukraine. You're just brainwashed. It's just
Hmm.
propaganda. But then you want to say flatten the entire
Yeah,
country because it's your side doing it, and it reminds me of how when Democrats do something, here come conservatives to say they're lying. It's propaganda. But when their side does
yeah.
it, it's
I
just like
mean,
I don't.
someone in your comment section brought up an amazing point about the Balfour Act. I'm not sure it's established by the British government in 1917, where they forced the Jewish people in that Palestinian area. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me. Back then, it was the Ottoman territory. That wasn't even their land. So here it is. We're dealing with a. It's like I said. This has been going on for a minute. This war between these two. They're fighting for territory that was theirs from a British governing body saying, "Hey, look, here's land for you guys. You guys can go here and let's screw the Palestinians, screw what they got going on. You guys go here." And then you have this conflict that keeps reoccurring, where there are human rights violations happening. You're looking at it right now. Israel just freaking bombed the crap out of a children's hospital. How many I mean, I haven't showed it yet. I'm going to post it, but I can't tell you how many fathers I've seen holding their dead children or
Yeah,
dead kids laid out in the street.
I'm seeing that,
Why don't we care about that? I
and
don't
that
get it.
and that's what I find interesting to me. In about 5 minutes, we're gonna go straight to Rumble and kind of dissect this a little more. 'Cause I do want to have a more deeper conversation with this.
Yeah.
Uh, but you're on your YouTube, huh?
Yeah, but you can cut it. It's not a big deal. I can end it right here.
Well, okay, no, that's up to you. I'm gonna cut all my other ones because I don't want to. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
I'm demonetized, but they can easily be like, we're gonna shut you down now because
Yeah.
Israel. And Susan, whatever her name is, Wazinski for YouTube might be like, uh, hold up.
What's going on here?
I know, right?
It's not approved language.
So, are you sure about that? So, but yeah, what I find interesting to me is that all these people who are pro-life, pro-life, save the children, they were chanting "Save the children" not too long ago, and
Yeah.
now you got innocent children dying. They're like flatten them all. And so, what happened to save the children? I get that Palestine's government is corrupt. Israel government is corrupt. You want to stand with Israel, more power to you. But children are dying. I mean, those videos. I mean, look, one could say, and I'll play slightly devil's advocate. One can say that they're propaganda as well. Like the fathers wanted with
Yeah.
children to use them as a shield. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we'll go with that. But if that's happening, shouldn't we at least care to some degree? We keep saying save the children
Mm-hmm.
until we don't want to save the children because it's not your side. I have a
Yeah.
big problem with that. You can't be pro-life, but then pro-death when it comes to the side you don't like. That's
Right.
just like the liberals. Just like the liberals. They care about children when it comes to LGBT, but don't care about them when it comes to abortion.
Yep.
It's
I don't
it's so
disagree with
bizarre.
you. I, I was hoping there would be some people who disagree. And when you had popped in, I had a guy who was explaining to me how there's levels to war. Um, we had brought up the fact because this is the angle he was coming at. Well, they're responding to retaliation they have been receiving.
Hmm.
The Palestinians, they're retaliating too. So which side is right? He said, well, They're parading dead women and children in the streets. So that makes one side better than the other. So because Hamas is doing this, this absolves Israel from what they're doing because it's not to this level. Like this is the mental gymnastics that I'm hearing for people to choose a side on this is actually pretty alarming. It
Yeah.
is, and it's disheartening that it's coming from this side because I'm now seeing Israel flags in everyone's comment section in people's bios. Um,
Just like the Ukraine flag.
just like the Ukraine flags. Like, I, listen, what do I know? This is what I've been saying at the end of all of my videos. What do I know? You know, don't
Yeah.
shoot the messenger. I'm just giving a message. What do I know? I'm giving these things for people to observe, but it seems like people don't care to observe.
Yeah. That's why I didn't really talk about it. The only thing I mentioned was the attack on Israel, and then I mentioned the
Yeah,
fact that Israel cut off the water, the food, things like that.
yeah,
I only mentioned those two things because I mean I'm following. I don't know everything, but I'm
mm,
definitely following what's going on because Mario in the fall, he was actually one of the ones that did the whole Twitter files and things like that. So he's definitely been talking about this whole thing. So I've been following that and reading about it. You got this guy Keith Woods, who's like really just been eye opening with a lot of stuff. Nick Fuentes chiming in. So I'm looking at these people kind of, you got Ian Miles Chung who share misinformation. And Keith Woods like, hey, this is like misinformation because you can get clickbait, the views, you can get money, the monetizing. So that's why I said before when I quote Denzel Washington about it's not about who's right, it's about who can get it first, regardless of who it hurts. So you got Ian Miles Chung sharing things that's not even true. He's getting corrected by the community notes and he doesn't even care. He's leaving it up there. He's not deleting this. And millions of people are watching this. People like him, people like Benny Johnson, they're getting millions of views and people watching and post misinformation. That's why I don't talk about it as much because I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not. I know Mario has been very consistent with what he's been talking about. He's not taking a side. He's just showing what's going on for both. And I like that when people can just report but not have an opinion about it. Not saying they shouldn't, but it's very unbiased when it's like that. When you just report and don't have an opinion, you can have your opinion like on the side, have some dialogue, but just to report about it, I think it's a lot better. We're gonna jump to Rumble so we can kind of get more in depth for a bit. Maybe go for like 15, half an hour if that's cool with you. If you got that time, we'll squeeze it in. So everybody go to Rumble. I'm gonna end Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. We're gonna kill the stream. We're gonna go straight to Rumble. So I'm on rumble.com/ today with Julius. So go there right now. Rumble.com/ today with Julius. We're gonna continue the conversation over there. So thank you to those on Twitter who've been watching. Thank you to those on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Also on Facebook, like, share, and subscribe. If you disagree, comment below. If you agree, comment below. If you're in the middle, comment below. Just comment below because it definitely helps out the algorithms. Let me go ahead and kill these streams. Now I'm going to remove Facebook. There's that. And I'm going to remove Twitter. I think that's how you do that. I've never done this before. Like I've never ever like killed the stream like this. I'm trying to figure this out on the live right now. I'm like, this is my first time killing the stream. All right, so there's that. And then I'm gonna kill Twitter. That sounds bad. I'm gonna kill Twitter. I probably shouldn't use those words. I'm gonna kill Twitter. Okay. So we are on Rumble. Cool, cool. I probably won't see any comments at all. Because we're all gonna be on Rumble. I don't think Rumble shows up when it's like custom destinations, so I probably won't see anything. So I'll
yeah.
take a peek on my phone. But I just want to continue to have the conversation on there because it'll just be better. Um, okay, so is there anything? I mean, I'm gonna add more too, but is there anything more you want to add to this whole thing? Because I definitely want to get more in depth to it. Cause I know on IG we was talking about if they're going to show this kind of like fear mongering, like for example,
Mhm.
EML Chung was showing fake Hamas going door to door and murdering people. but meanwhile it was like an old video from like a different time. So it's like that's what I mean. He's
Yeah.
sharing stuff like that, and he's telling everybody they're going door to door, and the community knows to say no, that's not true. That's Israeli officials, but for something totally different.
Yeah. So I said I was going to just start doing the same thing conservatives are doing because what I believe is happening is narrative building. I think a lot of conservatives are just building a narrative right now and they're not actually telling the truth because both sides of this conflict, in my opinion, in their own right are justified. When you like I brought it before, when you look at the human rights violations that Israel is committing against the Palestinians, you can understand why they would want to level Israel. You can
Yeah,
understand why they would want them out. When you look back to the Balfour Act, 1917, and you see that a British governing body says, "All right, these Jewish people can go here," and it was originally Palestinian occupied. You can see why they don't want them there. So, in my opinion, we should have no side. We should just simply observe and say, "Wow, this is crazy."
mm-hmm.
Um,
Agree.
but taking a side on this issue is just hypocritical. We look foolish. We look foolish. We spent months complaining about all the money going to Ukraine. We're up to, I think, almost 70 billion. We've exceeded that when it comes to Israel. And people will use the excuse, well, they're our ally. What has Israel given us in return? If we
Yeah,
were in this conflict, who would step in for us? Just be realistic about this. Would any of these countries step in and say, all right, let's go save America? I highly doubt it.
yeah.
I highly doubt it.
You
Oh, shoot.
earlier you mentioned about like no
I'll be right back. I got a phone call coming and I'll be right back.
okay. I was gonna bring up that Sunni mentioned it, and again we're talking about the war and whatnot. I was gonna bring up that I find it interesting to me that we're so on board with Israel's war, but you don't really see much war happening when it comes to our own government. Like, why aren't we like marching? Now, I would argue January 6th, right? January 6th people went there, obviously went for Trump, but they
Mhm,
also went to the Capitol to go, you know, uh, to the government and say we want our votes to count.
mhm.
But yet, when people got locked up, it's almost like conservatives like ran to their room, like they ran to their corners and said, "I don't want to be involved with this." Nah, nope. But yeah, we'll jump on Israel so quickly. Like we'll come out of
Yeah.
our rooms to go play with Israel, but yet we don't want to go back down to the Capitol and be like, "Hey, what's
Yeah.
going on here?" You know what I mean? I just I don't understand it. Why are we not marching to the Capitol and being like, "Hey, if we're gonna go vote for you guys, we want our votes to count," because we sit here talking about, "Oh, this anti Trump, Robert Kennedy," but yeah, at the same time, will our votes even count? If they were stolen, as they say, maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I don't know anymore.
Mhm.
But if they were stolen, then why do we have any hope for 2024? The hype's going to be crazy, but where
Yeah.
is there really hope that our votes would count? Did our votes count
Yeah.
for Gavin Newsom? Like we won't even know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I just don't get this whole, we gotta stand with Israel, flatten them all, murder them, wipe
Yeah.
them out of existence. And all of a sudden, all of a sudden, you're just like, let's go to the Capitol. Oh nah, man, I'm cool, bro. January 6th was crazy. So,
Yeah, they don't want to get out and fight. I don't know. I call it virtue signaling. I'm gonna call it what it is. I did a live the other day where I just called conservatives out, like, bro, y'all are virtue signaling. None of y'all are gonna go over there and risk your lives for those people. Just like they wouldn't come over here and risk their lives. If that's the case, then where are all these militia groups? Where are all the mercenaries? Why is nobody going over there? Y'all are observing a conflict from one side and one side only and rendering a verdict and completely ruling out history and why both of these groups would even be at each other's necks to begin with. And at the end of the day, it's government as to why people are fighting the way they are. And
yeah,
we know this in our own country because we have our government dividing the people with race, with gender, with religion, and we fight against it every day. We pretend to have this togetherness. We have this faux unity sense about us, but we all know we're divided. But then we contribute to the division in other people's countries. Another
yeah,
point that I brought up that people got annoyed with me on is We spread democracy and invade countries all day, every day, and no one says a word to us. It's okay to spread democracy. It's okay for the Clinton Global Initiative. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's okay for the Clinton Global Initiative to go to Haiti and instill democracy there. And then that's already a poor, failing country. And it's even worse now. We want to talk about Venezuela and how their government doesn't listen to them. Look at Hamas. Look at the Palestinians. Are you telling me that all those Palestinians are on board with Hamas, the governing body? Do you think all Israelis are on board with what Israel's doing? Or are we all kind of in the same boat where we don't really have a voice and the governments are going to do what they're going to do? World leaders are going to do what they want to do. Conservatives know this, and they're still taking this to the same page. It's just weird. It's
Yeah.
weird watching people do this. It's weird watching all logic go out the window on purpose. On
And
purpose.
I want to be clear when we talk about conservative, we're not talking about like every single, just like how we're not
No.
saying it's every single. We're talking about the big names that can acquire
Yes.
millions of views. That's what we're talking about. Those big names that can get millions of people to view their page, and they're putting out this certain information, and that makes people go, "I gotta stand with them." It's almost like watching the TV and allowing the TV to tell you how to think. I stand with
Yeah.
Israel. Well, why? Because think about it, right? You know how you had conservatives who were going to liberals saying, "Hey, what do you think about the Ukraine thing?" And then you ask them, "Would you go fight the war?" They say, no, no, I wouldn't do that." I'm curious
Yeah.
to go to like a Trump rally or something. That's why I wish I had some money to go to the Trump rally and ask them about Israel and say, "Would you guys go and fight with them?" And they're like,
Yeah.
well, no, I wouldn't." And then show that, and then show the other side, like, see, two sides of the same coin.
Yes. I mean, look at I'm gonna share my screen. Just look at the division that is taking place. This is crazy. This is in Australia. They're calling it a barbarian horde because Palestinians are standing for Palestinians. A barbarian horde? Why? Because you don't like the fact that they're retaliating against Israel?
Yeah. Oh, side note, I know why the stream does what it does, at least on my end.
What?
Um, I think it's because I gotta clear some space. So whenever I have a screen shared, it takes up, like, let's say it's running in the background while we're streaming, it
Mm-hmm.
messes up the stream because it's running in the background. The moment I cleared it off, like I took off to stop sharing, I saw you
It worked
regularly.
again.
Before you like moving slowly. Now I see you like it's fine. So I gotta clear off stuff off my computer so we can have room to actually like move
Yeah.
normally and not slow motion. What's
Oh,
this right here?
so this is do you know how people are saying, "Oh my gosh, the innocent people are dying. It's the death toll is over 1,000. Hamas is just so horrible." This is the Iron Dome that Israel has. It's the
Okay.
technology to where they can take out missiles to reduce the damage. It's like it's a way to mitigate the damage that could potentially happen to innocent bystanders, right?
Oh, wait, this is the dome right
This is
here.
the Iron Dome right here. Yeah, you see how
Why
the
don't we
missiles are just like dissipating.
why don't we have
Why don't we have that?
that?
Allegedly, Ukraine leaked this information to Iran, and now Iran has the ability to break through the Iron Dome. You didn't hear that from me though, because what do I
Hmm,
know? What do
interesting.
I know? Allegedly.
That's very interesting. I mean, yeah, we'll that probably will come out sooner or later. The truth always comes out eventually. See, but that's why I find. Oh, well, quick. Do you like this format right here? How it's like the videos above
Yeah,
us.
I like that.
Okay, yeah, I customize it like that. Uh, StreamYard had a thing where they said that you can customize your videos like this. You can like lay them out like this. So,
Yeah,
like
I
for
do that all
example,
the time.
yeah, if I do this right here, I'll just show you this one quick. If I do this and it's one person, I try to do it like this so that way I can do like IG videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
I'll do it like that. I was gonna say, could you mention the dome thing? Oh, Zelensky came out and tried to say that Putin was behind the Hamas attack.
Oh God.
I said, listen, I may not know much, but my gut tells me that Zelensky is FOS. Guy is full of
Oh
it.
my
There's
goodness,
no,
dude.
I don't believe him for a second. I listen. I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I just don't believe it. I think he's doing that.
Yes.
This is the reason why I question stuff, because when Zelensky a guy who can leave his country in the middle of a war and come ask us for money and to go to what, the Oscars? He has time for that. But then he wants to say Putin, and I'm not saying Putin's a great guy, the greatest guy. I'm just saying that you're saying that he's behind the Hamas. Where's your evidence? He's just
Yeah.
saying it. Where's his evidence? He has no proof. He just believes it. And
Yep.
people would buy it. And then the media would take it and say, yeah, I think Putin is behind this Hamas attack. And just try to like draw connections. I'm like, you guys are just spewing your opinion. The reason why I mention this is because they love to use stuff like this. Putin's behind the Hamas. So it gets you to hate Palestinians even more. I'm
Yep.
not saying that the Palestinian government is better. I'm just saying that it gets you to hate them more so that you easily stand with Israel. It's all a
Yeah.
ploy to pick your side. Like they're forcing you or trying to compel you enough to pick a side. And I have an issue with that. So when
Yep.
Zelensky says Putin's behind it, everybody's like, yeah, because Putin's bad. Yeah, he's really bad. Maybe I should stand with Israel. And it's just it's weird to me. Again, I don't know much, but holy hell. So I don't want to curse, but holy heck. This is just
I mean,
bizarre.
look at this. This right here allegedly is um Palestinians rescuing a civilian who just got blown up. But no one cares about this side. They're not showing all the damage that is happening to the Palestinians, and I don't know why. That to me, this
The
is
big names are not showing this. Cause that wait,
they're
that page
not.
he only has 5 likes.
Only has 5 likes.
Wow.
Only 5.
I wonder, I do wonder, and maybe not, maybe so, I don't know. But I do wonder if like Benny Johnson, Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, are they showing videos like this of Palestinians helping out civilians? I don't think they are. I'm just gonna guess. I know I shouldn't assume, but I'm gonna assume that Ben Shapiro would not share a video like this because it'll make him look like he stands with, Palestinians. It'll go
Mhm.
against his narrative. God, it's just so weird saying this goes against his narrative. It really makes the right sound like Democrats.
It
It'll
does.
go against the narrative. Like it's, this is insane.
See, nobody's sharing this. Israeli police officers prevent a mob from lynching a Hamas terrorist who was arrested earlier today. Like, to me, that's impartial. That's a police officer doing its job. That's a police officer not choosing a side. But once again, this is a video that only has 3 likes on it. 3 likes.
Yeah. Is there? Do you think that because sometimes you have multiple people share a video. One has this many, the other has that many. Like for example, you look at like news articles, like Reuters would have like 100, but ABC has like 1,000. Do you know what I mean? So do you think that there are more videos like that, but under a different name that have more likes?
I'm going to say no because I'm seeing the same recycled videos.
Hmm.
I'm not seeing
Oh,
anything different.
speaking of, I called it when they shared that video of the woman getting kidnapped. Yeah, I don't know if you remember that one where the truck
Yeah.
pulls up. They take yeah. The moment I saw that, I said, I got a feeling that they're gonna use this to tug at your heartstring because it's a woman.
Yep.
Sure enough, and literally like well, I would say within the hour, conservatives were sharing that video on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. They kidnap a woman. And I was like,
Like we don't have women being kidnapped and raped right here in our own country.
yeah. I just thought that was like it was just funny to me. I was like, they're gonna use this. And this is gonna be like the only footage they use. And
Yep.
even Tristan Tate, I like Tristan Tate, but even he was like, women shouldn't be in the military. Women are sacred. I was like, sacred.
What?
I like Tristan Tate. Tristan, if you're watching this, I like you, brother. I do. But sacred?
Oh my god.
I don't know. It almost sounds like they're God. They're sacred beings. We must protect them at all costs. I'm like,
I,
I'm like, I just know get married to one and procreate, bro. That's all I know. But no, I do get what he's saying though. Like they're sacred in the sense of they're here to reproduce. I'm not gonna like act like I'm totally against it, but it was just weird that he used the word sacred. You know what I mean? I get it. He's right. Women shouldn't be in the military, but these word sacred. It's like I hear you,
Yep.
but I don't. I hear you, but I don't. So it's very but hey, shout out to Tristan Tate. I totally get what he's trying to say, man. Shout out to you, brother. I'm not as rich as you, so who am I to talk about anything,
This
right?
is what I'm saying. Just see.
I'm just a brokey according to him and Andrew, so it's all good. At least
So
I can
so comments are starting to roll in because I told you I was gonna do this. I said I'm just gonna post the opposite propaganda and see how
okay.
angry people get with me. All right. You
Are you
ready?
posting on IG?
Yeah, I'm posting on IG right now. I've been posting
Okay.
since we've been on here. Listen to this.
Okay. Okay.
He gave them 24 hours to evacuate. He made it very clear he will decimate the area.
I
Unlike
heard that.
those Hamas savages who gave zero warning, look at how they're justifying. Listen to this. Hamas gave zero warning and slaughtered women, children, and citizens of multiple foreign countries that had no ties to their conflict. How do you know these people had any ties to this conflict?
Yeah.
You're justifying murder.
And this sounds like the pro-abortion people that do anything to justify murder. And I want to point out something. You said that they're saying, 'cause I saw this on Twitter as well, that he gave 24 hours, right? But that doesn't mean that everybody. You gotta think he gave 24 hours, but did everybody know that? Because if that's the case, why are there Palestinians helping out civilians who were blown up, who got caught in the crossfire? So he might have gave 24 hours, but that don't mean everybody got. Like they act like. But I swear people think like they're watching the movie. He gave 24 hours. Everybody didn't just clear out just like that. This isn't some concert, you just clear everybody out. Even concerts take time to clear out. Like a good hour or so to clear out everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
how do we know that everybody got cleared out? And he gave 24 hours, but did everybody clear out in that
Did,
time?
did everybody get the message?
Exactly.
And then, of course, is this Israel shooting back? This is what I mean. If Israel is this is a conflict that has been ongoing back and forth. So who fired first is not even a conversation we should be having at this point because this war has been brewing forever. And Israel has indeed been committing human rights. They've been violating human rights. They've
Yeah.
been violating their rights as humans. Are we going to act like an apartheid is not going on there? There's been no reports of that.
Yeah. That's
The
what
international government hasn't been talking about this shit forever.
Yeah, that's exactly what Michael Ian Black was talking about. That he noticed the apartheid has been going on. There's been segregation within Israel and Palestine. Again, the fact that they push people out to put their property in. And they said move the Palestinian property. We're gonna put Israel's property here. That's gonna make anybody mad. That's the same way. And correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong on this. It's the same way blacks feel when whites move in. They feel like they're being pushed out, and then whites move in and they call it gentrification.
Look, this is no different than what you said before. This is no different. They sound like BLM. They sound like BLM.
Yeah.
I
I,
heard somebody literally came on my live and said, I know people who are there and they say they're not welcome. I know black people in America who say they're not welcome. Does that make it true? Or are we just going to go off of anecdotal experience and say, no, this is what's going on. This
yeah.
is what's happening. You guys don't know what you're talking about. I know people there. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
And then also too, it's like somebody said self-defense.
Terrorism. Come on, bro. I'm about to post this. I'm telling you, I'm on 1,000 today. I'm
Self-defense.
just gonna piss people off all day, bro.
This
All
says
day.
self-defense terrorism. So wow. But what's funny is that like when you look at that picture, you see it as like Palestine is like terrorism, but in
Yeah.
reality, look at the tank that's shooting at them. So which one really is the terrorist?
It's the government, man. It's the freaking government.
Because again, and mind you, I'm not saying Michael Ian Black is totally correct. I don't know for sure, but it's interesting that he's pointing this out. That's what interests me. He's pointing out something that I'm not seeing people talk about. They're not talking about how bad. Because you got to think, Netanyahu is the government.
Hmm.
So when you stand with Israel and you have people, matter of fact, Huey Media pointed this out. I read his whole tweets too. Huey Media recognizes that the government is corrupt. He's Jewish. Michael Ian Black is Jewish and recognizes the government is corrupt. So if
Yep.
Netanyahu is corrupt, why are we standing with Israel when the government is
Is
corrupt?
corrupt. Answer
I don't
Julius's question.
I don't get that. Because yeah, we wouldn't stand with corrupt government. We know that our government is corrupt. We wouldn't stand with that. So
Exactly.
why are we standing with corrupt government? It that really bothers me. I
It
just
bothers
don't
me too,
understand
man.
that. I wish this is the reason why I gotta get my money up because I really wish I could just travel to like the most like conservative places and have these conversations and be like, "What do you guys
Yeah.
think about Israel? We gotta stand with them. Hey, would you guys go join them to go fight the war?" Well, I mean, I can't right now. I got work.
I got stuff to do. We got jobs over here.
No. Meanwhile, people
I
are
gotta
being blown
work.
to bits and can't farm no more.
I want to show you this video. This somebody just sent me this video, and they asked me to run it.
So, well, Greg,
Right.
somebody said McRibs. I guess McDonald's just announced that McRibs are coming back, and somebody said
Oh
McRibs
Lord,
always come out after like a war happens, so they're thinking that bodies are being grind up. And
how
that's why you got
sick!
pork ribs. It's like
Human ribs,
that's disgusting.
Palestinian and Jew ribs. Like, let me stop. Let me
That's
stop. I'm kidding. Can you see the
McJew.
screen yet?
Yeah,
Okay. He
McJuice.
said the big Jew.
Oh my god,
That
McJuice
was funny.
with extra Palestinian sauce. Oh
That
god.
was funny. Okay.
Uh,
And a piece of advice to Israel. People of Israel, you will never find peace. You will never accomplish peace. You will never live peace ever until both Jews and Muslims acknowledge Jesus was crucified on Calvary. There
mm,
will be no peace in Israel. Period. 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 Because the one who gives peace is Jesus of Nazareth. No one
mm.
else. No one else. No one else. The Jews denied his existence. The Muslims said he was not crucified. But God the Father says, my son was crucified on Golgotha, on Calvary.
Hey man,
Wow,
it's that
that's
simple for me.
crazy. That's
It's
why I
that
said
simple for me.
I actually agree with that because I don't know why that warmed my heart because it's like you got these both sides going at it, but only God can bring peace. It's like we put trust in man. Like the conservatives who believe in God put trust in man. Because again, like you said earlier, they're using the justification of what God said.
Yep.
Matter of fact, Huey brought it up too. Huey was saying that the justification was what God said we get we have this land was promised to us. But you're saying in the Bible that Israel is criticized all the time. I wanted to
Yep.
ask real quick, and this is nothing against him, but Bryson had a tweet and he said that Israel is the Holy Land. Is that
Hmm.
true? I'm not saying he's wrong, but that is
Yeah.
true.
Yes.
Okay. So with that, if they're saying that we're pushing Palestinians out because God said we have this land. Are they incorrect in that?
So you're asking me the occupation of that land, are they wrong?
Yeah.
And
Essentially,
see, to me, we're comparing the landscape of the Bible to the landscape of today. Man has completely, like, I don't even think the landscape is the same. I don't even think territory is the same. Matter of fact, we don't have to think, we know. Landscapes and territories are not the same. Um, just based on history, this land was probably someone else's land, just like America was someone else's land before it was America, before the natives got there.
Mm,
So I don't think it's a physical land. I don't. I think it's Sean just took the words out of my mouth. I think it's more of a spiritual thing. I think the land discussion is an excuse to harm innocent women and children, and just to keep war going on, because
okay.
we conquer land, it's mine. Does that mean that I'm going to be God is going to curse me because of this land? I don't believe that.
Yeah.
And me and Bryson, we agree on 99.9% of the Bible. We just have different, just small differences, but I'm not exactly sure what he meant by that. He could be saying the exact same thing I am, or he could be talking about a physical, like this land is physically theirs and no one could be on it.
Yeah.
But
I
these,
don't want to misquote him. So I'm gonna look for his tweet right now. I don't want to misquote him at all. Let's see. Okay, this is what he said. He said, Twitter is so toxic. This is like around 11 o'clock this morning. Twitter is so toxic right now, and well thought out opinions are not welcome. I'll be way too busy this week to engage. I pray for the innocent lives, and I'll end with saying that Israel is a holy land, and put in capital letters. And then somebody replied and said, are the occupants of Israel holy? He said, the majority of Israel is secular, so no. The religious ones are, though.
I agree with that. That's
Okay.
that's why I can't. This is why the argument of this is God's holy chosen people is just like shut up, because the majority of these people don't even recognize him. They don't acknowledge him. They don't think he's a Messiah. They don't think he's a savior. And if you don't adhere to what the Father says, and to only you can only get to the Father through the Son.
Yep.
That's the way you get there. What? Why would God? Why would you be his chosen people when you don't even acknowledge his Son?
Yeah.
So like Sean said, I think it's more of a spiritual thing than it is an ethnic thing because of Abraham's promise. We're all grafted into Abraham's promise, and we're considered Gentile because we weren't born Jew. So
Yeah.
if you're denying Christ, I don't even see how you're going to get into heaven, because that's one of the stipulations, is to acknowledge that he is the Lord and Savior. He did die on the cross for our sins, and we are supposed to keep the Father's commandments. It is what it is.
Which is
So
why
like
John.
I did.
No, sorry, I was gonna say it's why John 3:16 is so popular, because like you believe me, if not believe me,
Gave
but
his
if you
only
believe
begotten
Jesus,
son.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have everlasting life. So, somebody said Bryson is wrong.
Oh Lord.
Somebody said please read.
Bryson's not here to,
I know.
s-
Yeah, so I only asked that
post.
question because I was just curious about the Holy Land thing. And you mentioned about the whole land, and I was just waiting for someone to write about that. But I can't
Yeah.
speak on it any more than what I just read about Bryson's post. He's not here to defend himself, so I'm not gonna like quote him or anything like that. I would argue Bryson, he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. You can't you can try to debate him. He got every answer, bro. Like, he's
Yeah.
not his first rodeo. So
And
um
this, yeah, I don't know. The Bible verse that you gave is just talking about who is a Jew and who is not a Jew, and it's not speaking on land.
yeah,
Um, but like I said, this could be interpreted a thousand different ways. People are going to have their own specific opinions on what they think it's saying. They're going to have their opinions on what's happening with this conflict. I'm sticking to what is happening, what is tangible, what I can see, why these things may be happening, because I don't think that I don't believe in coincidences. I think there's a logical explanation for a lot of these things.
yeah,
Um, I like reading foreign news because our news is just so convoluted with narratives. And I'm not saying that there aren't foreign news that have the same thing, but you learn to trust certain journalism more than other styles of journalism. And you also cross-reference and check, which is what I did.
yeah,
So people were wondering what was Japan saying about this entire conflict. And Japan has the most logical explanation. And if you go fact check, a lot of their sources are put in here, and you can go see, and American sources are reporting the same thing. So this is Japan's take on this. All right. This entire event is taking place because of the US making moves to push Saudi Arabia towards normalizing ties with Israel. Um, this is for some sort of defense deal between Washington and some country over in Israel. And a move that would slam the brakes, this is verbatim, a move that would slam the brakes on the kingdom's recent rapprochement with Tehran. Palestinian officials and a regional source say that the gunmen who stormed Israeli towns, killing 250 Israelis and taking hostage, were also delivering a message that Palestinians could not be ignored if Israel wanted security, and that any Saudi deal would be a scooper. I don't know what that means. This is Japanese language. However
Okay.
they translated this doesn't make sense. um, but when you look at what why they're doing these things, it all boils down to a governing body doing things that the civilians don't like. They just
Yeah.
have the balls to get up and say, "Fine, I'm gonna start killing people. Y'all are gonna do this, then we're just gonna start."
Yeah.
That's what I see when I look at it. But when I see Christians, they're attaching. Well, no. This is God's holy land, and these are evil Muslim extremists who are just jealous that these are God's chosen people, and we're supposed to stand for it, and we're supposed to do this. But you're ruling out there are worldly things that contribute to everything that we're seeing. Are we supposed to just ignore that?
Yeah.
What do we
'Cause
do?
they're all acting like Trump. Israel's the holy one. So it's just like no, but I hear you though, and that's why I say I have a problem with this because why am I supposed to stand with Israel? That's really the question I have. It's so simple. Why am I supposed to stand with them?
Mhm.
Because you feel like it? Because I thought Ben Shapiro always said facts don't care about your feelings. So why is it because you feel that way we have to stand with Israel? Again, knowing that Netanyahu is corrupt, apparently, and he's laying in bed with bad people, and those
Yeah.
bad people are making decisions. I, I hate to say this, but this kind of sounds like Trump laying in bed with bad people, making bad decisions. Next thing you know, Operation Warp Speed.
Operation Warp Speed, and we
The
have
next thing
all
you
of
know,
these.
yeah, and then Netanyahu's going to start talking about his rockets save lives.
My rockets went over there and saved lives, guys. You guys don't know what you're talking about.
50
Oh
million,
God.
100 million. So, like, I'm just saying, this hella sounds like the same thing with Trump. Bad people telling him things, and then they make excuses. Well, he just had bad people. Well, okay, but Netanyahu's in bed with bad people apparently, and he's making bad decisions. And this ongoing fight between Palestine and Israel is happening
Mhm.
for a very long time. So why are we getting involved when we got issues in San Francisco, issues in New York? You know, there's issues, and
Be right
yet,
back.
yeah, and then yet we can't even solve our own problems. We're so quick to go fight other countries. We're so quick to jump to Israel and fight their wars. Meanwhile, we just getting rich out here, throwing virtue signaling, so what are we really doing as Americans? That's why I think the locally is much greater than the national thing. Of course we gotta vote, things like that, but the local is what really matters because you got regular 9 to 5 people who are going down to school boards fighting back against bad bills, and then you got people out here who just making money selling you a dream. So it's very bizarre. Uh, Russ says the verse that shows people in Israel are not true inhabitants. Revelations 2:9. Muslims at least acknowledge Jesus as a divine prophet. Talmudic Jews and atheist Jews reject Christ. You're not wrong about that. But that's putting it mildly. I'm a chill. No, you're not wrong about that part. This is the reason why we're on Rumble talking about this. So I hope folks move to Rumble and are on Rumble watching this because we talk about this on YouTube and we'll get banned. Okay, we got some people in the chat as well. So we got K Train and Sean in the chat. Let me read some of you guys' comments on Rumble. K Train said I was typing in the wrong place on here. Okay. Julian played the video I just did on IG. Okay, shows how familiar I am at Rumble. Sean says y'all had to buy it for Israel first. That's why. Julian from the clip I said on IG. Okay. Then K Train says correct. Sunni. The Bible says we are no longer Jew or Gentile, but are the co-heirs of Christ. Those who believe in Christ as Savior, of course. So appreciate you guys' comments. I don't want to skip you guys or anything or not acknowledge you guys. Sean, I'm gonna get to your video that you sent right now. Oh yeah, so that's one that's one you just played. Okay, yeah, we watched that one. Okay, cool. Appreciate it. Sorry I didn't see it. Cause it's not showing me Rumble chats. It doesn't show me the chats in Rumble. I can only see the chat on Sunni's end because she's on YouTube, but I can't see the chat on Rumble. So my apologies for getting to you guys late. But I'm glad I read you guys' comments. Once Sunni gets back, we'll go for like another maybe 10 minutes and then I'm going to end the stream. I got to make some dinner and then we'll go from there. So again, once again, if you guys are tuned in to Rumble, we appreciate you guys for watching. Do like, do share, get this out. I'm going to utilize Rumble a lot more so we can have more conversations like this so we're not censored on YouTube, which is why I had to end it an hour on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter to only just kind of discuss the kind of nuances of it. But here on Rumble, we can kind of go a lot more deeper, be a lot more bolder in what we say. We should always be bold regardless. We should always be bold in what we say, but you know how YouTube is. They love to just censor you even when you are bold. But I'm going to say this while, as Sunni's making her way back. Again, I'm somebody who's not well versed, but looking at what's going on, seeing the reaction, seeing how people are just saying, stand with Israel, stand with Israel. And if you criticize it, you're the bad guy. But yet you got Jewish people who are saying, I'm a Jew and I question this. I can understand what's going on. I can give you some information. I'm not biasly standing with a side just because. The same way Americans don't have to always stand with American. They can have their opinions. They can have their, you know what, America's cool, but government's corrupt, not really feeling it. That's fine. We should be able to do that. But this war, again, this is a conflict that's been going on for a very long time between Israel and Palestine. So it just seems like nowadays, um, God, with social media becoming the way it is now, we're like dividing we're dividing ourselves based on you got the Zionists over here, the Palestinians over here, both on the right side, like the right wingers who one saying free Palestine, one saying free Israel. It's just getting so bizarre out of hand. But now you're gonna start to see it's gonna go from Ukraine flags. You're gonna start seeing the Israel flags in everybody's bio, which is absolutely insane. Um, but we'll have to just see what's going on moving forward. The most recent news I can see, I want to see it because there's always something being reported like every 5 seconds. It seems like. Trying to see what the most I see reported on that. The one thing I see, it's just more videos of people who are, oh God, more people being blown up, being hurt. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any new videos coming out. The only one I see is one from Censored Men where it shows the guy with his kid where they drop bombs in areas in Gaza. So that's just pretty crazy. But yeah, crazy stuff. So I'm gonna wait till Sonia gets back. Hopefully she gets back soon, and then we'll end the stream. So again, once again, I appreciate you guys for watching. Are you guys watching on Suni's channel? Appreciate you guys for watching. If you want to check out my channel, it's Today with Julius. You can watch my content on there. You can also watch my secondary podcast, Age of Men podcast. It was a great show last night. You guys go check it out. It was very fun. All you guys watching on Rumble, we appreciate you guys watching on Rumble. Do like this video, share this video, and comment below what you guys think. It's been interesting nonetheless. This whole thing has just been interesting. At the end of the day, God's going to watch over us. He's going to take care of us. If you believe in Him, He will watch over you and guide you down the right path. Don't follow man, follow God, and don't allow the media and these big name conservatives, liberals, whoever, steer you down the wrong direction of information. Do your own research, be diligent about it, or do your due diligence about it, and just make sure you guys aren't believing what people say because they say it. When I read Michael Ian Black's piece on it, I'm not saying that I believe him, but it's an interesting take nonetheless that he can be Jewish, support Israel, and still criticize the Israeli government. That should be okay to do. We should always question everything. Um, Hopefully, soon he gets back in time. Um, Let me see what else I can talk about here. I do want to bring up this real quick. I don't know if you guys know, but recently in New York City there was a situation where a guy named Ryan Carson who was stabbed to death. Him and his girlfriend. I covered this. If you watched my previous stream, I actually covered this. Um, I was talking about the Biden administration, the border wall, and I also mentioned it. But in New York, a guy named Ryan Carson, who apparently was a leftist, him and his girlfriend were sitting down on a bench, and this guy walks past, and Ryan's girlfriend gets up. They start walking, towards where he's at, and the guy starts kicking over mopeds. And then Ryan's like, "Hey, hey!" And the guy's like, "What are you looking at? What are you looking at?" And then the guy goes and stabs him, or he goes in the faces with, "What are you looking at?" And Ryan tries to push him back. He swings at him with a knife, and then Ryan trips and falls, and the guy just starts stabbing him and stabbing him, stabbing him. And then he looks at the girlfriend, says some stuff to her, spits in her face, and then he walks away. And then I guess the girl that was with him is believed to be his girlfriend or sister or something like that. She comes up, she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And then she looks down, knows that Ryan's bleeding, and then she eventually calls 911. And as they went to the hospital, he didn't make it. He ended up dying. And so it was said that she refused to give a description of the killer, the guy who stabbed him. Brian Dowling is his name. And I never found that article. I never found evidence of that. But eventually, when it came to the lineup, and for her to point out who it is, she had a hard time pointing out who the guy was. And according to now, and also Brian Dowling was arrested. The guy who stabbed Ryan Carson, he was arrested, taken in for custody, and supposedly Ryan Carson's girlfriend has formally asked police to drop the killer's charges. Now I don't know if that's true. I'm going to fact check that right now to see whether or not that is true. Because if that's true, that would be crazy if she's doing that all because she don't want the backlash. So let me see if that's even true or not. Okay. I'm not seeing anything about it. I don't know if it's true. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about it. There's no people keep. I noticed that people keep posting stuff and then never giving the source. Like there's no source. I'm like, is this even true? Why are you posting this with not fact checking it? That's why I don't like posting stuff anymore. Cause I want to fact. I mean, I post stuff, but I fact check it first and then I post it. But I don't see anywhere where it says his girlfriend dropped the charges. I'm like, where is it at? So it's not showing that she dropped the charges. Her name is Claudia Morales. Claudia Morales. I'm trying to look for it right now. Claudia Morales drops charges or dropped charges. Not seeing nothing about it. So don't know. It's not showing anything about. Yeah, nothing. So I just want to talk about that real quick because I saw that on Twitter, and I just want to kind of go over that, but I don't see anything. Hopefully, Tony comes back soon because we got ready to end this stream, and I don't want to bore you guys even more. Um, but as I said before, give us your thoughts, comments, all that. Share this out. Share it to your social medias, all that good stuff. So again, whoops. I think Sweeney's coming back. I can hear it in the background. Okay. As she's making her way back, again, do like this video, do share this out. There she is.
I'm here.
There she's
Sorry, I
not.
got the baby.
No, no, it's all good. Come on, there she not is. No, so I was just quickly going over the story about what happened in New York. I'm sure you heard
Yeah.
about Ryan Carson and him getting stabbed to death. Elijah Schaefer shared an article saying that the girlfriend dropped the charges, but I just fact checked it and there's no article talking about it. So I don't know where he's getting that information from. I'm noticing that people are really sharing articles without fact checking it. And I'm like,
All the time.
yeah. And listen, no offense to him, but Bryson did it too. Bryson retweeted a post about Riley Gaines. You know how supposedly she filed a lawsuit for defamation. I think like Whoopi Goldberg saying things to media. A story came out that she won the lawsuit, and then Bryson retweeted it. I did too, but I was like, hold on a second, let me fact check this. So I looked it up.
Mhm.
No article found. Only for Riley Gaines to tweet and say it's not true. Like she said, I wish I could win $8 million, but it's just not true. So I was like, this is the reason why we got to start fact checking everything, unless it comes from. Look, I'm not saying mainstream media is right, but at least if they're
Yeah.
reporting about it, we can fact check it that way. But if you're just
Yeah.
like somebody just saying it, like with disclose.tv, they'll say something, and I'm like, where's the source though? Like, where are you guys getting this from? Because I can't just post it because you say it. I gotta find it. So. But yeah, she didn't. There's nowhere on. I can't find anywhere where she dropped charges. The only thing that she did, because you had conservatives who were saying that she refused to give description, couldn't find that at all. It wasn't true. But what she did do, according to New York Post and all the other, Daily Mail, things like that, she
Yeah.
had trouble finding out or pointing out the guy in a lineup. So
Right.
she couldn't tell. So she pointed to some other guy. I'm like, okay, that's suspicious right there. That she's not saw the guy. He literally spit in her face. She had a good look at him. Like she had a good look at the guy. So that to not tell that who he is, it's like, come on now, you know who he is. So that's suspicious. But there's nowhere it says that she dropped charges. I don't see it, so it's not true. But Elijah Schaefer, this is what I'm talking about, misinformation. He shares that.
Mhm.
That got 60,000 views. You know what I mean? People are viewing this stuff. Oh, he's now he's saying it's a satire page. See,
Oh,
I can't stand that. People gotta stop.
look,
People gotta stop doing that. 'Cause I can't tell that's real or fake. You gotta stop. They gotta stop doing that.
I mean, I gotta hop out because the baby's awake. But all I want you to do is go look at the 2 videos that I posted on Instagram. The same 2 videos I told you I was gonna post, and look how many people are casting doubt. It's okay to accept that Hamas did this to Israel because the news told you so. That's the only reason that people are saying this, because the news and government officials have come out and said so.
Yeah.
But if I post something about Hamas, not even Hamas, Palestinians, these are not even Hamas, innocent Palestinians. Oh, well, F around and find out. I'm not even joking you, bro. Go look at my comments.
I know. I'm gonna go check it out, but I don't doubt. Matter of fact, before real quick, when I posted about if conservatives support the fact that Israel cut off food and water, they said yes, yes, yes. I was like, y'all horrible, bro. Like y'all want people that have food and water.
Oh my
Right?
gosh.
But yeah, these are the same folks that got mad at Eric Garcetti in LA for cutting off their supply when they didn't follow COVID measures.
Man. This is fun. Thanks for having me on, Julius.
I
It's always
appreciate you.
a pleasure
This is
talking
why
to you.
I want to take the blue pill and just live that life. I don't want to do this no more. I really don't. I just want to watch YouTube and crappy movies and eat crappy food. No, no. I appreciate you, Sunny. Thank you for coming on. It's been great. We gotta do more of this. Um,
Yeah.
Make sure you guys are following. Those of you guys who are watching on Rumble, make sure you guys are following Sunny on her hot mic, and make sure you guys are watching her Tuesdays and Fridays on Somewhere in the Middle on YouTube with her and Mo. It's a great show. Go check it out. Great conversation. So, Sunny, appreciate you. God bless. And I will
Thank you.
see you soon.
Appreciate you, man.
See ya.